Welcome to today's lesson. In today's lesson, we are learning all about the right kinds of books that our elementary learners should be reading. Our elementary learners should be immersed in books. What types of books should they be immersed in, and what types of books should they be reading? Our elementary learners should be immersed in fiction and non-fiction books. What are fiction books? Fiction text or fiction books refers to text or literature that's created from imagination. This refers to books or texts that are made up stories with made up characters, science fiction, mysteries, historical fiction, fairy tales, fantasy, crime thrillers are all part of the fiction genre. Why is it necessary for our elementary learners to be exposed to fiction? Reading fiction is especially important and necessary because it helps our elementary learners tap into their creative and imaginative side. Reading fiction enables our elementary learners to interpret and infer. It helps them strengthen their skills in creative thinking and also strengthens and helps build vocabulary. So once again, our elementary learners should be exposed to all kinds of fiction text or all kinds of books that are fiction. An easy way to recognize fiction books or fiction text would be your simple narratives, storybooks, crime-solving books, mysteries, and thrillers. For our elementary learners, an introduction to the fiction genre would be books by Eric Carle, especially books like The Very Hungry Caterpillar. Asking the right question also helps as our elementary learners are exposed to fiction. What kind of questions should our elementary learners be asked or our elementary readers be asked after reading fiction text? We want to focus on questions that highlight the characteristics of a fiction text. What are these characteristics? All fiction texts have characters, setting, plot or the events, a problem, and a theme or central idea or central message. Asking our elementary readers questions that address these elements of fiction helps to strengthen and develop their skills in understanding and comprehending reading fiction text. Examples of questions that we should be asking our elementary readers include questions like, who are the main characters in the story? Where does this story take place? What was the problem in the story and how was the problem solved? Who is the author of this text and what do you know about the author? And a very important question that helps our elementary reader understand the theme is to ask a question like, how has the character or how did the character in this story change from the beginning of the story to the end of the story? Proficiency in understanding how a character changes throughout the story is really helpful at developing our elementary reader's skill in determining the theme or the central message or the central idea in the fiction story. Now, our elementary readers should also be exposed to non-fiction text. What is non-fiction text or what are non-fiction texts? Non-fiction refers to literature or text based in facts. Non-fiction is the broadest category or genre of literature. And texts are real books that tell, inform, and teach facts or explain a topic. Once again, non-fiction texts are just as important as fiction texts. Our elementary readers should be exposed to non-fiction text because exposure or immersion in non-fiction text helps our elementary reader develop the skills of research and information literacy, which are very necessary, especially as they progress in their elementary learning trajectory. As they get to upper elementary, third, fourth, fifth grades and upwards, most of the texts they're going to be exposed to would be non-fiction texts. Non-fiction texts are especially necessary and important for elementary readers, as non-fiction texts are a great tool and a great way for them to learn about the world, learn about animals, learn about places, things, how things are made, people, cultures. Important questions to ask our non-fiction elementary readers are questions like, what facts did you learn from this topic? Or what facts did you learn about this animal or topic? And how did the non-fiction text features help you understand the topic? These text features include a table of contents, real photographs or pictures, diagrams, a glossary. And so our elementary learners should be exposed to these text features and also understand how these features are necessary or how these features help them in trying to understand and seek information that they need in a nonfiction text. We are talking all about books and learning about the right kinds of books that our elementary readers should be exposed to. Our elementary readers should be immersed in literature. What types of literature? Fiction and non-fiction. These are the two most important genres of literature that our elementary readers and readers in general are going to encounter in the literature world. And so immersion in these genres strengthens our elementary readers' reading skills, but more importantly, exposes them to the world of literature and the treasures found in reading fiction and nonfiction. Thank you. See you in the next lesson.